In the future, if NATO forces have to launch an attack like Operation Deliberate Force, they will have even more help from technology. In 1995, fighters were dropping bombs with the assistance of a laser. Today, they can do it with the help of global positioning satellites. GPS guidance has come with the development of the Joint Direct Attack Munition, known as JDAM. JDAM is a guidance kit that can be placed on existing dumb bombs. It's demolition by remote control. Pilots no longer have to keep a laser on their target. Now, they can simply drop the bombs and head home. Satellites will steer it to its destination. It's the next wave of computer-guided destruction. But the immediate concern of Aviano is not the responsibility of mounting a large-scale air attack. The more pressing reality is the danger to the many United Nations peacekeepers on the ground. And so week by week, Captain Bearden and his fellow pilots are sent out to keep an eye on them.
Although it's a training story today, we're over Bosnia, and at any point, we can be tasked for real time because we do have troops on the ground, and if they come under fire, it's our job to see that the fire stops.
Should peacekeepers come under fire, the jets of Aviano will scramble to provide what's known in the military as close air support. It's never an easy assignment. The pilot must have the skill and reflexes to react instantly to a call from the troops below, spot the menace quickly, and take it out on a single pass. Sophisticated fighters like the F-16 and the Hornet, for all their high-tech gear, are not the best choice for close air support. The best choice, the most effective choice, is the A-10 Thunderbolt. They call it the Warthog. It's not the sexiest looking airplane, but it's definitely the toughest.
I think most Hog pilots really love the A-10. It is slow, and it does get frustrating when you're not moving very fast, but there's very few other airplanes that I would like to fly into combat, and it's because it has two engines, so you could lose an engine and still get out of the country. It also has the armor around the cockpit to protect you, up to 37 millimeter rounds for protection. And it's a shame that the A-10's performance in Desert Storm is already being forgotten, because it was quite a superstar in Desert Storm, and it brought a lot of pilots out of the battle area and brought a lot of pilots home after taking some pretty heavy damage. So I wouldn't want to fly many other aircraft into combat.
The A-10 is like a tank with wings. And precisely because it isn't a fast-moving jet, it has a much easier time picking out ground-based threats like armored vehicles. Once the Warthog pilot sees the target, he uses his slow speed and maneuverability to his advantage. After the first pass, the Warthog is still in position to turn around and come right back.
And the A-10 is a very highly maneuverable airplane. It's got that straight wing and a high-lift airfoil. It's designed to do tight turns. It can turn inside of a 2,500-foot turn radius at full speed. It's highly maneuverable.
A-10s are not the only jets providing close air support. Fighters are also flying this mission, but for all their high-tech gear, they're not well suited for this job. F-16s and Hornets are not as heavily armored as an A-10 and must fly faster into the target area to decrease the chance of being hit. But swooping down from the skies at 600 miles an hour, it can be hard to pick out a small moving target.
Copy that at command post 10, please. Let me know when your final running.
They must rely on a forward air controller, or FAC, for assistance. The FAC is a soldier or pilot on the ground who helps guide the fighter jets into position electronically.
The ground troops have an equipment on the ground to identify targets, get this very, very accurate target data, and transmit it again via modem to the F-16. When it comes up into our F-16, it's so accurate that our targeting pod is tied to that steer point, and when we select the steer point, the targeting pod goes right to the target. Again, because it's accurate, it decreases our time in the threat area almost 30%. What does that mean? We're being shot at about 30% less time as we're trying to identify a target, simulate putting bombs on target, and getting out of the area.
If the FAC is having trouble giving an electronic signal from the ground, one of the pilots can fire off a rocket as a guide.
Right here we have the LAU 131 rocket pod. It holds 7 2.75 rockets. We use it for spotting targets as part of our FAC mission. Currently, we're the only F-16 unit with a FAC mission. In a perfect world, the pilot can always see the target. Where these come in is like if the target's obscured by something, such as foliage like trees, and somebody on the ground's trying to tell them where the target is, a lot of times there's no landmarks for the pilot to go off of. We'll fire one off, we'll get our puff of white phosphorus, and that's what the pilot uses to orient as a landmark of where to drop his munitions to hit his target that he's assigned.
Once the ground-based FAC steers in the first airplane, its pilot will take over the job as airborne FAC for the rest of the jets coming in behind. Though the threat has been reduced, the job goes on. Since the end of Operation Deliberate Force, the pilots of Aviano Air Base have continued to stand watch over the volatile Balkan region. They still fly dozens of missions every day as they keep vigil over the fragile peace in Bosnia. Day to day, week to week, the situation in Central Europe keeps changing. No one can guess what the future will hold, but it is becoming clear that the battles of the future may well look more and more like Operation Deliberate Force, a war of airstrikes. Most important, Captain Bearden, Major Belitic, and the flyers of Aviano have brought relief to a weary and battered land. Bosnia and warfare itself may never be the same again.
Command and control top secret UH-60 Black Hawk gets